new devil.
This has been something. Anyway, let me get this thing working. Thank you. I go live. My family members can help us. Sometimes the family members can help us out. A lot of times, I don't have all the answers.
Sure. And I do have a question. You have another follower, T Tunstall, that sometimes she follows you. I know you deal with so many people. She could not be here. She's a partner of mine, and I'm gonna just text her and let her know that because what we're doing, we can't bring her on. Because she asked me to bring her in on the call.
We can bring her in?
We can. Okay, I have but she won't be video. She would just be by phone.
What's wrong with
Let me ask her, can she come on by phone? Oh, she's telling me she's on her way to my house, but let me see if I could, and we can still start. I have all the questions and all that's needed.
I can bring her right in. Oh, does she have a phone?
She does. I'm actually calling her now, but we can still, I don't want to delay what you have. I maybe have about 7 questions. Hey, Tasita, he definitely said we could bring you in by your phone if you didn't want to come by.
Just download the Google Hangouts and I'll call her up. Don't do it like you did it.
Okay.
Oh, God.
He said download the Google. Yeah, you can have to do your cell phone, but he's actually going to go live. He has a couple of family members that he wanted to bring in. Otherwise, or just come in. Okay, I'll have to do it. Bye-bye. Okay, we can actually proceed. We don't want to delay the call.
Let's do this.
She's actually about 2 to 3 minutes from here.
What'd you say?
She's about 2 to 3 minutes away, but we can still proceed until she gets in. I don't want to delay.
Yes, Bridget, thank you. From time to time, people hire me to do consultations, and today we're hanging out with Bridget in Richmond, VA. What's good?
VA, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm blessed. Hopefully, I can give you what you need.
Yes,
I pray that I can give you what you pay for. I don't have all the answers, but that's why I like to go out into the universe, and I promise you, if I don't have it, somebody that I know will have it. What you got? Let's get rolling. Tell me a little bit about you.
So I currently am in the process of looking at, it's my business partner and I doing some real estate investing, primarily starting off with wholesaling. We thought just to generate some income. We do have a team of contractors. We're also in a position, we have spoken with Mr. Crumbine. I know you're familiar with him with Richmond Mortgage. So he is in a position to assist us with our first deal. However, we're currently looking for private money lenders. And that was a question that I had. So between private money lenders and wholesaling, that's where we are now.
All right.
While the hard money lender is willing to assist us with our first rehab deal, he wants 20% down of the loan amount, 20% for repairs. And then we'd also have to pay the closing costs.
Okay, so I'm going to get my outline down so we can hit it out.
Okay.
Private money versus hard money, right?
Yes. And see, I actually was looking at, I wanted to do hard money to initially start. I do like the fact that hard money will assist you with, just your second eye for deal, since this is our first deal. But I wanted to use private money to assist with the down payment costs that they're requesting using a promissory note. And that was a question that I had for you. Is that a good idea? And I'm thinking using maybe a seasoned investor for the private money, because I didn't think that the home could be recorded on the deed, or not the home, the loan. I didn't think the private money funds could be recorded against the property since I have a hard money lender involved.
That ain't true.
That's not true. Okay. Because I want to make sure that the private money lenders' funds are secured. So I think using a seasoned lender, they would understand what we're trying to do with this process.
I love it. I could just talk real estate all day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my wife doesn't like it when I do too much for free. She just, at night, it just isn't good conversation, but I can talk about this all day.
I understand. She wants your time too because you give us a lot of it. So I understand. Being a wife, I understand.
You know what, Bridget? I think she does like hanging out with me, and she enjoys the time. But I think she really enjoys the direct deposits, church, that go into the bank account. I don't know for sure, but I think
Sure
she
she
likes
does.
that a little bit better. Yeah, matter of fact, no, I know she does. So she likes hanging out with me, but she rather likes to see little green. Anyway, don't even get me going on that. All right, down payment, second deed of trust. Okay, what? All right, so we got wholesaling. Is this wholesaling high equity or wholesaling subject twos, wholesaling lease options? Where are we?
Okay, so for the question for wholesaling, that's what I had for you. I'll make it short. So I went to our attorney. She indicated wholesaling in Virginia is illegal. She said it's illegal because you never come on title, and that's what makes it illegal. So she told me in order to do wholesaling, if that's what you guys call it and you want it to be legal, you must go on title because if you don't, you're facing incarceration time should you get caught. So she said, just keep that in mind that, it's not legal here. And especially if you're not going on title, I just don't want to see you facing any jail time. So yeah, that kind of concerned me a little because of course I don't want to face any jail time. So my question was, do you do a wholesale deal where you go on title using transactional funding with a double closing? But from listening to you, of course, I realized that's not necessary.
Let me go get my book real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get my attorney on the line real quick.
Okay. And
Would
my
you like
attorney,
that?
she is here, of course, locally in Richmond, but she definitely advised against it. She even contacted an agent, and he the same advised against doing those type of transactions. He said you have to come on title.
Oh my Lord, I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. I'm drooling. I'm gonna see if I can get my attorney on the line on a video call. Would that be okay?
Sure, that is fine. I appreciate it.
I don't want to go. I don't want to overstep my boundaries. I don't want to go.
Yes, we are live. Yes, you can come on through. Yes, ma'am. They know that you're coming. And T Tunstall has arrived. Get a chair. You can put on up. But yes, we are live. He's contacting his attorney. We were just discussing wholesaling and the fact that you'd have to go on title. Otherwise, as the attorney said, you could be facing jail time. If you are caught. Sure.
Okay, she's driving right now. One second.
Okay. That's okay.
I love it when someone says you can't do that.
Yeah, they're saying so. She's saying if you do it, go on title. That's how you can do wholesaling. You have to be on title, and then from there, you then obtain ownership of the property, and then you can sell it. But not obtaining ownership, skipping that step, is where your legal boundaries come in.
You know what's weird?
What's
Silently, silently. Well, I know we're on the internet, but
right?
silently, I agree.
I
You won't see.
understand.
I don't teach it, but I agree. Let me tell you why. I've been wholesaling since 2004, right?
Okay.
But this little voice in my head says that wholesaling should be legal. It's not, but it should be legal because it's you don't pay transfer taxes. Say you get the property under contract for 80, right?
Right.
You sell it for 100. That 20 that you pull out doesn't get recorded at the courthouse. So only the 100 gets recorded. I'm sorry, only the 80 gets recorded, right? So the city or the state isn't catching that. I mean, you do have to pay taxes on the income, but they don't record that 20 that you made regarding the transfer.
Because it was like a pass through, exactly. And that's her concern. That's the concern. So her thing is, either you can do that, or she was kind to give me an option. Her thing is, you can always too become an agent and just get a referral fee from being an agent. Her thing is, agents, you don't have to actually show houses, but you can get paid that way as well, and it's legal. So
we got a lot of people breaking the law here, don't we, Bridget?
So she wanted to give me another scenario of, if you want to get that funding and how to do it legally, get your real estate license and you can just refer deals and you can get a portion of their commission. And that, of course, it's not going to equate to some wholesale deals you can get, but it's still some additional income.
All right, that's crazy. I'm not an attorney. I don't want you to. Let's do this. Let's agree that we're going to look for a case study, right?
Okay.
Because we both agree that law is determined by whatever precedent, that whatever case has been prosecuted from that point on is the law, right?
Yes.
So we'll agree into that, right? So let's at least, before we even attack, let's say that we need to see, what's your attorney's name?
Kivette Elliott.
Let's say Mr. Elliott.
Elliott Law Firm.
Would you mind showing me the case that was prosecuted or the statute that says we can, I don't know if they're going to call it wholesaling. We're going to talk, they're probably going to say you can't assign a contract, because what we're doing is, and I go by Barron's. I recommend you get your Barron's book. All we are doing is assigning our equitable interest. I'll read it to you. Our equitable interest, the interest held by one who has agreed to purchase a house, not yet closed the transaction. We're signing our equitable interest. So I recommend you to get your Barron's book. I don't know if you have one or not.
I do not.
But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get Jessica on the line. She has an automatic thing. So wholesaling, and we're doing high equity here, right? We are not dealing with wholesaling, owner finance, subject to lease option.
No, this is just truly just finding a deal that you're basically passing on to an end buyer.
High equity.
Yes.
All right. Okay, private money versus hard money.
You know.
So on this one, are we concerned with the shit? We don't even need it. If it's illegal.
Exactly.
Wow.
Right. And that's why I just wanted to revisit that, because as I'm following you, I'm just hearing some different things. So even if that's something for us to discuss later, that then caused us to move to our second option, which is, okay, let's get some private money, because before we were concerned that we wouldn't be able to find a hard money lender that would allow us to do our first deal. Most of them want you to have done 4 deals. Well, Mr. Crumbine said no. He said, if you bring me the right deal, I will assist. However, it's going to cost you a little bit more in the beginning until we build relationship. And so that's where we are. So my thought was, okay, well, on a $100,000 home, who has $20,000 sitting around right now? So, thinking about private money. But then my question is, how is their money secured besides a promissory note? Would a money lender allow them? I know they don't want them to record. I figured no one could record but the hard money lender.
Now, are you familiar with mortgage positions?
No.
All right, so how real estate works, real estate is all about the spirit of real estate speaks in documents, right?
Okay.
Doesn't speak verbally. And here's our house. What you're gonna do is, can you see?
Yes, sir.
So we got your first, I'm gonna just call it a D-O-T. See, they come today now, I had no mail to go. Let me close the blinds. Sorry, Bridget.
No, it's okay. Not a problem.
I'm nothing but a dog sitter. That's all. I just sit dogs all day. Okay, the hard money, yes. He wants to be secured against the house, right?
Right.
Not he wants to be. He will be. That's the only way you're going to get his money. Hard money. And for my family members that may not know what hard money is, it's a lender that loans you the money based on the value of the asset, Bridget, which you know.
Yes.
They don't care whether you get paid back or not. Matter of fact, frankly, I don't care if you get paid back or not. If you don't pay it back, I'm going to take the house, right?
Right.
I see you, Monroe. Yeah, we got to get off of this. If there are any attorneys watching right now, please chime in about this legalization of what is illegal to wholesale. Hopefully, Jessica will stop driving by the time. Let me see. Is he looking through the other door?
Yes.
That's primarily
Right.
so.
And that is something that I do, as you said, to just reiterate, because I didn't tell him that right now buying location is Virginia. And Chris,
Huh?
T. Tunstall is here. I did not indicate this is for Virginia, wholesaling being illegal in Virginia. Right now, we're marketing Virginia.
That's cool. I mean, so we're saying it might be legal in other states?
Correct, just not Virginia. So I do want to, just clarify that. She didn't say in all states, but not Virginia.
Gotcha. She said she might be driving still. It's cool. All right. So the hard money guy, right? He's lending you the money based on the value of the asset, right?
Correct.
He's going to be in something in real estate is all about your position.
This first position.
All about your position in real estate. Let me see how I want to word this. Just like with Facebook, right? Let me do it like that with Facebook. The people that got it at the beginning, they're the ones that are making the most profit, right? The people that got in at the very start. In real estate, we have position 2. So the first guy that puts the lien against that property is the one that is in the best position. So he can take that house back at any time, right? Let's just start there. The hard money guy is going to be in first position. What you can do, or what a borrower can do, or a homeowner can go out and get a second deed of trust. Stop me if you already got this.
Okay. Yes, and I was just thinking that the hard money lender wouldn't allow it on his type of deal, meaning no one else could have. In other words, he has first position. That's it.
Okay, so you already got position. You understand that?
Well, as far as yes, what you're doing now, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got that. So what's the problem? You're thinking that the lender is not going to allow you to put another loan on the house?
Exactly. I was just thinking that because let's say we did that they had to foreclose, they wouldn't want to incur another expense, if you will, of someone else having recorded another lien against the property.
What you mean recording? I'm not understanding. Let me finish my diagram. I think we kind of need to visit this right here.
Okay. You know what it may be, because he's giving them back their money. Their money is the down payment.
Okay, go ahead. So what are you saying? You got your private money bringing in 20,000. Let's say your hard money's 80. And then your private money's 20K.
Right.
All right, what's the problem with this situation here?
Okay, and I was just thinking that in order to secure the private money's funds, I just didn't think that you could record a second because you're doing this deal through a hard money lender. I just was just thinking they just wouldn't want that type of transaction.
Well, let's call them up. Shit. Oh. I wouldn't care if you put $1 million right here.
Okay.
I'm in first position. What are they gonna do?
Right. And I realize you're going to get paid first, right? If it's anything like, yeah.
Let's see what he says.
Mike Klondike with Richmond Mortgage. Leave a message after the beep.
You're gonna get your money's worth today. Did you ask him?
I did not, because no, let me just say that. No, I did not. I was holding that question for you. I did not. I said I didn't want to ask him that in case he wonders. No, lady. So I said, let me just wait and have this conversation with you.
Nobody's in the office.
That's okay. I'll ask him.
Yeah, you need to find out. I don't know that. Let me think. I have deals with Mike. I mean, if he's in first position, just for our conversation, so I make sure you understand.
Okay.
Say if you got 80,000 here, let's say you went out there and bought another 80,000. Say you go out there and get hit by a bus, right? Or struck by lightning.
Right.
If this second forecloses on the house, he still has to pay this first off.
Right. Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
understand what you're saying. I do.
Now, if he forecloses, they're going to wipe this out. Are you familiar with how they work, first, second, third?
Well, I did. And I think the concern is just that I guess I'm looking to more at the protection of, because I know the first is secured. It's my person coming in second. I still have the concern for that person to ensure that they are paid.
Okay.
And I don't want them to, in other words, God forbid an example happens like what you just gave. I don't want them to be lost without funds. So how can I ensure, if I'm going to them and I'm brand new, I'm a new investor, I want them to have the confidence in me so that I can use them again. So I want to let them know that your money is secured. And that example that you just gave is what I don't want to happen. So I didn't know if they were doing the promissory note, doing both, the second deed and the promissory note. Just want to ensure that they know that they will get their funds back.
Yeah. All right, this is great, man. This is where I live right here. I live right here. As I'm getting older, I'm more into the money side as opposed to the, I am a real estate guy, but I'm more getting into the finance part. This is where I live, and I want you to know that yes, you are putting these people's money at risk.
Right.
Yes.
And so I need an alternative way to make sure that it's secured, even if I have to do the promissory note.
Now, the promissory note, I know that we love you, and I know we do. What's the promissory note gonna mean to me if he forecloses on me and wipes you out? Wipes out. If I'm the lender here, I got this piece of paper, right? It says Bridget Thompson owes me $20,000.
Okay.
I got wiped out here. This is my security. He forecloses, wipes me out here, but I got this piece of paper. What is it? What am I gonna do with this piece of paper?
That's what you're saying, because it was wiped out in the initial transaction, so it's null and void.
No, I still have the promissory note.
Okay.
That's just a security. The promissory note and the deed of trust, two different documents.
Okay.
This says Bridget Thompson owes me $20,000. Now, say the house is gone. I still got this paper that says Bridget Thompson owes me $20,000. What am I gonna do to get my money?
Take me to court.
Oh shit.
I think you take me to court. No, doesn't work that way. Okay.
I don't know what assets you have. That's not for this call, but I mean, how much am I gonna?
It's okay.
I gotta get an attorney. I gotta file bill of particulars. I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars.
Okay.
I've been to court more than I would like to have.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying. I'm just now looking at employment wages. I'm like, you have some form of income coming in. So if I have to garnish your paycheck, things of that nature for those who, if you're still working, you do have your paycheck.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. That's too, okay.
So, okay, my point is, these people, private money people, they're loaning you money based on your relationship. People loan me money all around the country. I can say I'm super blessed. I thank God. to church every Sunday. I want to make sure I'm praising. People loan me money all around the country because they believe in the operation that I have here, that we have. You know, it's not. I'm not an island. So being a new investor is going. You have to get that hurdle of people to believe in what you're doing. Now, the relationship. Do you have like I don't? Yeah, yeah. The people that loan here, second position, you're buying so deep of a discount that you can liquidate the property at any time to pay them all off, correct?
Correct.
So this is like worst case scenario if somebody gets wiped out. Let me just make sure 1 second.
Okay, sure.
Hey,
Take your time.
hey, I'm online right now doing another call. You need me real quick? Can I give you a call right back? Yeah, give me about 30 minutes, brother. Okay, bye. Another client. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. This is going to be based on your relationship. These people that you're dealing with, they don't know nothing about. Usually, they don't know. They don't care about second position, first position, equity. They just want to know.
That they're getting their money back.
Does Bridget know what she's doing?
Right.
How can you prove that you know? Why would I give you $20,000? No, I'm asking you
Yeah.
right now.
Right. And
Because when people ask me, they say, Chris, if I ask somebody for $100,000, I do it all the time. Why would I give you this money? Well, I've got my private lending prospectus set up. I got a show here. I'll show you I have integrity. I've got houses, 20 houses that we've already done. You can see before and after pictures. I show you before and after pictures. I show you exactly how we pay out. I've got 10 referrals of people that we're doing business with already. So I'm asking you, Bridget, what do you have right now today? Why would I loan you money?
right. And just to kind of piggyback off, I did purchase your private money prospectus.
Okay.
Yes, I did, and I've gone through that. But what I'm to answer your question, I'm looking at going to someone that's more of a warmer market, like let's say a long distance family member, if you will.
Yes, I would start right there. Yes,
Right
yes.
there.
So you already got a relationship, Bridget.
Exactly, right. And they're just using that tool that you provided. But again, this individual in my case that I'm looking at, they're familiar with the real estate market. So it wouldn't be a hard sale, but at the same time, I'm gonna still have to sell it.
Yeah, you got to sell it. Everything's a sale. But I wouldn't worry about. I mean, if you you got a second eyes opinion, I wouldn't worry about it, man. I would go ahead and go for it. But I would not do it on your own. You need to partner up with somebody because the contractors they're gonna destroy you.
So I have a question regarding that. We have an actual contractor that we're working with that wants to partner and do a joint venture. He's basically indicating, and he's actually done business with Richmond Mortgage. So Mr. Crumbine was very familiar with this contractor that's on our team.
You're not talking about Chris Jefferson?
No, this is his last name is Rackley.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rackley.
Contractor partnerships.
Correct.
All right.
So, that was the second option, to use the contractor who has done deals in the past with Mr. Crumbine, where we wouldn't have to put down the 20%. In other words, he would take care of the financing and the rehab. We're just bringing the homes.
Man, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. So what's the split on that?
Again, that's why we were calling you, just to kind of get some advice. We haven't spoken regarding any of that,
We need to talk about it.
Right. We have a lot of options. He's been in the business for over 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, he's waiting on myself and my business partner to come back to him with some suggestions on how we can do business. It's 2019. He's ready to roll. But again, we're coming in new investors. So, just want to kind of take it slow and make sure that we build this the correct way. But that's the second option that we do have. And like I said, the hard money lender is familiar with him. He did mention to us, make sure any contractors that you use, that you put in some stiff penalties when you are working with them, because your job has a deadline and it costs you.
All right, so you need a joint venture agreement.
Okay.
I do have one I can provide you if you want to do that. I mean, it's 2 or 3 pages. I don't know. You got to have a joint venture agreement so you know clearly what everybody's responsibility is.
Right.
You don't want to get involved. So right now we know you're the one. You're bringing the product. He's bringing the skill.
Exactly, and that's what he's asked. You just keep funneling the product, and as you said, I'll bring the skill. And at some point, after we do so many deals, his thing is that's when you can then have the cash to bring into these deals. But initially, he's willing to start off
All right.
the deal.
Okay. I don't necessarily. I have done a bunch of contractor partnerships
Okay.
years ago. I don't do them anymore. Merely because contractor, like the repairs, that part, you can quantify it. You can say that's going to cost X,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is a cost that it's a fixed cost, right?
Okay.
It's going to be 30, 40, 50, whatever the number is, it's fixed. Profit is a variable.
Mm-hmm.
Profit could be $5, could be $50,000. You know, we don't know until you get out of it. You don't know what you're gonna make. It's a variable.
Right.
Only reason I stopped doing contractor joint ventures, which I'm not saying you shouldn't, because you're starting out, which is great. Partnerships are great starting out. I don't do them now because I know, listen, I can type in, okay, you got all these people in the deal, right? You got lenders, realtors, mortgage brokers, and contractors, and the like. We know the realtors fixed, right? 3%.
Right.
We know the mortgage brokers fixed. They're going to be whatever origination they are for your end buyer or for you or whatever. It's fixed.
Right.
The contractor should be close to a fixed number too. So that's something we can control. We'll be going in. We know that the contractor, the rehab is going to be 50. But when you do a partnership with a contractor, you know, he has to get paid during the job. He's got to, because he's not going to show up. So he's going to build in his fee, right? He's going to get paid to renovate it.
Correct.
And he's going to get paid
Off the off the deal.
Oh, Lord, you talking now. You talking.
Yeah, he's going to get right.
I'm not mad at you though, because you're kind of like paying for your education through sweat equity.
Right. I like that.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, then you graduate and you just pay the people to move on. I think that's a good idea.
Exactly. And we do have other contractors. There's a guy here, Ken Tyler, that I'm not sure if you heard of him. Right. So we do have other individuals. However, this contractor, you know, right now we're working with him on doing these joint venture deals, but we do have other contractors to work with. We have individual contractors, if you will, not just your class A where they sub out the jobs, but we have individual painters, carpenter guys, you know. Okay, then that's another question. Okay.
All right, so let's get to that. So we want to know general contractor.
Yes.
This is good stuff. All right, so before I leave this, joint venture with the class A, not a bad idea. I would try to get like a 70-30 type thing if he'll agree with that. Okay. You know, at this point in my life, I'm just the guy. People bring deals. I'm just the guy bringing the money in. Like people bring deals in. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Right.
But I'm dealing with people like your 30-year guy where he knows what he's doing. I don't got to show up every day. Yeah. But you have to learn. So you got to be there every other day. What's your schedule?
No, be there every day. No, my schedule as well as Tunstall's is open. We're available every day, all day. So we have gone to a couple of his sites just to see jobs that he's currently doing now.
I like that.
Where'd
she go?
She's here. Hello.
You know what? You camera shy.
A little bit.
I would like to see you with 70-30.
I'm sorry.
I'd like to see you at 70-30 if you can. You know,
he would do that. He would do that for us. He would do that.
75-25, 70-30 around there. At the end of the day, you know, my motto, I don't know if you got my book, but I promise you, fat cows, fat pigs go to the slaughterhouse. medium-sized pigs continue to get fed. You got me?
Say that once again. Say that one more time. Fat pig.
Fat, spoiled pigs, the pigs that go out and make all the money, they make all the money, they want it all.
I got you.
They go to get slaughtered.
Yeah,
Every time I've seen it. The medium-sized pigs, they keep feeding them.
Mhm.
So we don't want to push it too far. I've seen it happen, anyway, I can tell you stories all day about this stuff. All right. General contractors is where you need to be. God, do not go get Pookie and cousin JoJo.
And I'm sorry, all of our guys are licensed plumbers, licensed electricians. So is it good to use the general contractor, have them sub it out, or do you deal with each licensed person individually? Just make sure your job is run properly and you can save a little cost.
Gotcha. Wow. Lord, I wish I had this video 12 years ago. Let me do this. Let me just think. Let me think while I'm writing, bro. Bridget. Tunstall, you with me, right?
Yes, I am.
Do I hire all the subs? Because all they are is subs. You got me?
Right.
Subcontractors.
Mhm.
Or do you hire a general contractor? Unfortunately, it depends.
Okay.
It depends. All right. I wish it's never. That's why I have to do these. People email me. I'm like, look, I can't answer this stuff. Let me see if you're. Wow. Roundup family, thanks for joining us. Hey, if you're just joining us today, I'm hanging out with Bridget. We're doing a consultation. This is some good stuff. If you got any questions, give me a thumbs up. Just smash the thumbs up. Bridget, you have not done any flips.
None.
What makes you want to do a renovation anyway? Just curious.
I figure I'm not ready for the subject too, as you've indicated. That's definitely something. There's an entrance there, but I know that I'm not there yet. So, the flip would bring in some income, as like for your wholesale, but basically just looking to generate income.
Okay, income. Gotcha. All
Right,
right.
income. Right. So I know like subject to is not a good deal. Would like to do some flips. Possibly at a later time do some lease options, but right now just looking to build income to do
Gotcha.
future deals.
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna give you any resistance on that. I understand. Okay. Even for me, I consider myself an expert, right?
And these are small flips, by the way. Nothing, no big cosmetic. These flips are cosmetics when we're first starting out.
What do you mean by that? I'm gonna get something to drink. I can hear you. I'm gonna be right back. But go ahead, keep talking.
I don't think that we'd initially want to go into anything that needed any major repairs. That was also a recommendation from Richmond Mortgage. His thing is your first deal. Don't go in there getting something that's going to take you months down the road to do. Get something that you can get in and out of fairly quickly until you get a better handle on how this all operates. So that was a recommendation from the hard money lender. Get something that you can get in and out of because you're just starting out.
That's true. That is true.
His thing is you want to make sure you close these deals on time. And that's what I told him. That was my concern, as well, just making sure, because we want to come back, second or third time until we get to the point where we can then do this with just strictly private money in our own funds.
I'm glad now that the private money is somebody you know already, family member. Tell me about real quick.
This person yet.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying they have a substantial amount, or they're going to be down payment only eventually.
Down payment only.
Now and in the future.
Now and in the future, yes,
okay.
Because that's the goal, to use them. Yes, they're retired, so it's to use them now, and as you said, in the future.
I was just hoping they had $1 million or $2 million, and we could just use them for everything. That's not the case, though.
They probably do, but I think with me being new, that might startle them a little.
I'm talking about in the future.
Oh, in the future, yes, that could definitely be an option. Yes, I have a couple of them in the future. Yes.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. I mean, I consider myself an expert, and I still, to this day, contractors, they come and go. I've been through, I don't know, probably 100 contractors since I started. I mean, I've lost so much money, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, because I wanted to save money and sub it all out. Hire the painter, the framer, the electrician, the plumber, the tile guy, the sheetrock hanger, the roofer, the window. I just don't know if I want you to do that. Even if you know these people, I mean, see, the thing I like about with you, the general, which you're going to pay a little bit more, your guy, he can pick up the phone and call these people. We're going to come get you.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
Like for me, I can call guys and they'll drop it, come over and do whatever because I've been paying them for 10 years, you know? So this dude here probably has people relationships, which I'm sure you do.
He does. Yes.
I mean, I'm sure you
I
do too.
understand, exactly, but I understand what you're saying.
If you're starting out, and Mike is not going to lend you no money unless you got a GC involved.
Correct. And those people to sub were down the road. Definitely in the beginning, I was going to use general. Yeah.
Use a G. Yeah, please. You got to use a GC. Don't be subbing nothing else. Subs, they're gonna have. You're not gonna know if you coming or going. All right. Let's see if I can get. So what else we got? So we're gonna use a general.
I'm going to use the general. Would you recommend, even with the relationship with the general contractor, to still have like a project manager on site to assist us, or just using him and we kind of follow the general contractor through the first couple of deals? Or should we hire a project manager? I don't know if it would be, put them on payroll or just how you would pay them to kind of assist with the first couple of deals.
Well, being that you have the time, I don't know, I'm presuming you have your cash flow needs met financially with your bills and stuff. You can be there.
Yes, Thompson, we both do. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So being that you have the time to go, I would be there. No one, this is my main rule. No one cares about your house more than you.
Right.
Nobody. I don't care who it is in the world, or maybe your spouse. No, they don't care. So no one cares about you. So you have to be there, and you need to have. The only way you can't read about, like for instance, you can't read about floor tile. You can read it in a book, but you can't. When you read the book, it's not going to tell you that some of those old houses have floors that are like this, and you got to level them, and some rooms are out of squares, so you got to build a wall out. You got to be there on site. I would say for you, I would go twice a day. I still go. Well, not now, but I used to go every day to all my stuff. I do have a manager now, but I mean, starting out every day, be there, please.
Okay. Because I was going to be there every day, but with the project manager. In other words, we're still there every day, but just didn't know if we still would need them.
I think your GC should be good for now because your project manager is going to be like, I do project management for people and I charge them for that, but I think there's going to be another expense that I don't want you to. Your hard money is going to eat up a lot of your profit already.
Yeah.
This is Jessica here.
Okay, thank you.
We'll get it from the horse's mouth. Siegel.
How are you?
I'm blessed. I see you driving. You always good one. You good.
Have a quick question?
I do, but I need about 3 minutes. But if not, I'll talk to you later.
No, that's okay. I got 3 minutes.
I'm on a video consultation right now. Can I bring you in to talk about whether wholesaling is legal or illegal? This lady has some attorney has told her that wholesaling is illegal. And I don't want
It's legal. It may not be legal in whatever state she's in. I can't give her advice on that if I'm not licensed in that state.
So we had to get somebody in this state. All right. So, okay.
Let's find out what state she's in.
She's in Virginia. We're in Virginia. We're in Virginia.
You know about that? I never heard that.
Hold on. Can I bring you on speaker real quick? Well, I don't want to push you in the middle of my thing. She's literally listening to me talk to you right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I have no idea what the law is in Virginia. I can tell you in New York it's legal.
Let's do it. Hold on. Let me put you on speaker and I'll let you go. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Jessica, I got Bridget with us.
Hi, Bridget. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was just saying, I really I can't speak to Virginia law. I'm not admitted there. I can only speak in New York. It's legal. It may be semantics. The lawyer may be saying it's illegal if he doesn't. Maybe is he familiar? I guess that's my question. Is what kind of law does he practice? And is he familiar with real estate investing?
So yeah, she is a real estate attorney, and she did specify just for the state of Virginia that wholesaling is illegal, but she does real estate closings. So yeah, she is in the real estate industry in terms of being an attorney. And she did specify just for Virginia.
I would say that I would obviously defer to an attorney licensed in Virginia. In New York, it's permissible. It's done quite a bit. But it also could be semantics too. I mean, at the end of the day, you're purchasing, and it would be like a double close. So if you are purchasing the property with no intention of holding it for more than a few hours, then you turn around and sell it to another party and get your profit. That's technically wholesaling, but it's permissible. Like in New York, that's why it's permissible. It'd be either an assignment of the contract, or it would be a double closing. But Virginia may have rules against that. I really don't know.
Gotcha.
But do you do any like that kind of wholesaling type of deal in Virginia? That maybe.
Well, since I've been doing it since 2004, I guess I'm a criminal.
There may be a loophole. For every law, there's a loophole. I would say you should get a second opinion.
And she did say if you go on title, her concern was, she said if you go on title, her concern is not going on title. So if you go on title, then you sell to an end buyer, that's fine. But her concern is when you don't go on title, that's what makes it illegal.
I'm sorry, I can't hear that well. I keep hearing when you something off title.
When you don't go on title, that's what makes it illegal.
Right.
So she's saying you can do it as long as you go on title, but if you're not going on title, you're just purchasing, you're getting the property from the seller. You then are the middle person with the end buyer. You never go on title. That's illegal. You have to go on title.
Gotcha.
I've heard this before.
So she's saying go on title.
Yeah.
Go on
I
title.
I understand where that's coming from, and I think that here, right, the title company has to be involved in this transaction, and because that's why I think that's why in New York a lot of times they do a double closing.
Right, and so for that she would be perfectly fine with that.
Okay, we got you, Jessica. We got you.
So yeah, I would say the key would be, like figure out how you can get around or how to follow the rules basically legally.
Gotcha.
And still accomplish what you're trying to do. And so I always say consult with multiple attorneys. Find out what invest like your attorney, right? Like other investors, what attorneys do they use? And get a few opinions of how this can be accomplished legally and what people can say.
Gotcha.
Will do. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time.
Good luck with it. I appreciate it. And I'll check in with you in the next day or so. I owe you a phone call.
That would be cool.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
We appreciate that. Thanks for the call.
I'm trying to think. I wish time constraints. You know what? Maybe I'll get the questions in advance next time. But
no, it's okay.
I cannot believe it. When you say you're illegal, I wanted to say you're selling equitable interest. Anyway, we'll have to come back to this on an email because I don't have any ammunition to fight it at this moment.
I understand.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
But I think what I would recommend for you to do, obviously, Mike Crumbine pays assignment fees. I mean, I would get a referral from Crumbine or an attorney that can help me with assignment fees. Because, I mean, the dude I've seen on the HUD where he's paid so many people with assignment fees. Obviously, it's been done. That's not to say it's not illegal, though, right?
Right. Very true.
Okay. All right. What
Chris.
else we got?
Chris,
Yeah.
hi, this is T. Tunstall. How are you?
Hey, what you got? Throw it at me. Come on.
Well, this is in regards to wholesale. In the event that we are able to do it, you had mentioned on a previous video about how to make money 3 ways and a wholesale lease option. You did it on the 2nd of this month. And I wanted to see if I can get any details on how that's done.
All right, we're talking about wholesaling lease options. We're done with private money, hard money.
Yes.
Don't be going out there borrowing people's money and messing it up. I'm gonna go through the internet and get you.
No, we will not do that.
All right. Wholesaling.
If legal in Virginia.
Huh?
If it is legal in Virginia.
Oh man, I might be catching myself up. Let me see. We're buying it. We're getting it. 3 ways. Wow. How much data? All right. Wholesale and lease options. Basically, we're doing something called a sandwich lease option. Is that where we're at?
I believe it's just something you had mentioned in a previous video. On the
Now,
2nd, you were talking.
We buy it. Go ahead.
It was an idea that you had mentioned on how to make money off of wholesaling, and I just wanted to see if you could give details on how that's done.
Now, I have a philosophy. I think we're talking. We get paid when we buy it. We get paid monthly, and we get paid when we sell it. Is that where we're at?
I believe that's how it was done. You just mentioned the idea. I don't know the details beyond the idea.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. So much.
That's like I said, my grandmother even question.
Yeah, okay. So if you're buying on lease option, I don't necessarily like buying on lease options, but as Eddie talks about it, he does a lot of it. I mean, I do it. But say wow, we're buying on lease option. We're wholesaling. Are we doing a wholesale lease option? Wow, so many ways you can do it.
So this was
let me think for a minute, Tunstall. You just came in and riled me up a little bit. Okay, all right. So when we were talking about, let's go to anything with wholesaling is once.
Okay.
that makes sense.
Kind of
Makes sense. In and out.
by definition. You with me? Wholesaling is contract in and out.
Okay.
But I want to get us into something called sandwich lease options.
Okay. I'm familiar with when you spoke about that.
So you already got that.
I understood that. I just didn't understand that concept when y'all mentioned it as wholesaling and 3 ways to make funds off of wholesaling. I was just trying to see if there were any other details with that.
No. Well, if you wholesale the lease option, you're done. I mean, you're gone. There's nothing else.
Okay.
Because you're passing all your terms over to and then a new tenant buyer, and you're done.
Okay. So that's one way to do a wholesale deal.
But I mean, there was something. As I look back over my life, man, I mean, I have wholesale houses, and I'm like, the money comes and is gone like that. I don't care if you're making 30, 40, 50, 60, as you know, it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But the sandwich is where you're staying in it and you get the money, you get the down payment. Are you familiar with how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question regarding that. So for a sandwich lease option, does it require a double closing?
No, you ain't doing that. That's by definition. You're doing a lease and you're doing an option. There ain't no closing.
So let's say if you're, I guess if you have the seller and let's say you're the middle person that's doing the lease option, and then you have, I'm just going to say the person that you're leasing to. when it's time to sell the property, who's a part of that transaction? Because you have the seller, but you're the middle person, and then you have the end person that's the buyer that's in the lease option. So so how do you get paid being the middle person?
You're gonna have to come. You're gonna have to bring them together at closing. Good question.
Okay.
You're getting paid, which Tunstall already said she already got it down. I guess y'all can. All right. You talking about how did you get paid at the very end?
Exactly. Once the lease option period is over, let's say you give them a 2-year lease option. When it's time to now move on, you come out of position being that middle person. How is that contract formed? Who is it between? Because at the end of the day, you should, you want to get paid as well, being that middle person.
That's
but
right.
Yet it's not your property because you're in a sandwich lease.
You're gonna have to either do because you got to put up because when the end buyer gets their loan, they don't care about you. You're nobody.
Right.
Two things. Well, one way you can record it. We always record our stuff. We got to record at the courthouse, and then you have a release fee that goes right on the HUD. A release fee. We do it all the time. A release fee. I can give you one of those. I'll give you that for free. It's just a fee right on there, and it goes right on the HUD because when they do the title search to see who's the owner,
right,
they'll see the deed with your seller, right?
Right.
And then they'll see this option that's been recorded. They're gonna say, "What is this right here?" They'll give you a call. The mortgage broker will give you a call. We need to get a release. I'm sorry, the title company. We need a releasing your option off of this house. Same thing with the deal insurance, or you can just record a memorandum saying, I got an option with, Bridget Thompson, have an option with the seller. You will have to have another agreement linking them up, but you'll do that. I mean, let me ask, how many people are going to be mad? You say, Mr. Seller, I need to change our paperwork up a little bit, linking you up with my new buyer so we can get you paid. Is that okay?
Right.
How hard is that conversation do you think would be?
It wouldn't be. And I'm actually in a live position like that right now. That's another discussion in the home that I'm in. I'm looking to do something just like that this year.
Nice.
But again, don't want to get into that. But that's why I had the question before I go to the owner to discuss this type of transaction. Yes. With
your new buyer.
Right. Well, me going to the owner. So the home that I'm actually staying in now, it is let me just say I'm renting with the option to buy.
Lease purchase.
Right. But I don't want to be the buyer. I want to actually do a sandwich lease option where I find someone else to rent it and I move out.
Nice.
But again, it's like, how does that all transpire? And then I want to discuss this with the seller. Yeah,
you need to, you have to, you have your lease and your option now, or you still have to do that?
No, I would have to do that.
Okay. So after you can't do anything to you. You can't grant disposition of the property, how it's disposed of, until somebody grants you disposition first.
Right. And that option is there. It's always been on the table for me. But again, that's going to be a totally different consultation with you, that's why I just had the question. Okay.
Nice. Okay. So we got sandwich lease options down. We get paid at the down payment. We get paid monthly payment, and then hopefully we'll get a little bit on the back end when they get their new loan to wipe us all out. Mm-hmm. But I'm here to tell you, that happens so rare. I've had it happen one time, and it's actually not happened to me. It's happened to a client of mine.
Wow.
These people will give you 5, 10, 20. I had one lady give me $25,000 and just walk away. Whew. And then we have the horrible obligation, the most dreadful thing we have to do in life, which is to go out and resell the house and get another down payment. You're going to make me go out and resell the house and get another $10,000.
That's why I said for me, this is a different conversation. My entire block that I live on, these individuals are 70 and up. So a lot of them are moving out, leaving their homes as is. And it's just a lot in this area. And the area sells very quickly.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir. So I have a house across the street now that I see a car there, but that house has been empty. And these houses are free and clear. The people have just moved on to nursing homes. And it's a great, I don't know how familiar you are here, with Richmond, but it's a nice area. Nice area. So I'm going to kind of just, walk the block and talk to a couple of the neighbors just to kind of give a feel of, hey, when you guys move out, feel free to let me know and we can talk. But they're all 70 and up. And we've had 3 people move the past 4 or 5 months. These houses, like the one next door to me, stayed on the market for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Well, you might want to talk to your homeowner as soon as possible because you don't want him to get wind of all that stuff.
He's familiar because he had a house next door to the one that I'm in. His house is the one that sold within 2 weeks.
Oh, so he
But-
already knows.
Yeah, he knows. But again, he's waiting for us to, he's just waiting for us to decide what we're going to do, basically.
Gotcha.
Options are there, so.
All right. So what else we got? We got. I hate to get into wholesaling. I mean, you got your purchase and sale agreement.
So no, we have not started anything. We
All right,
have the team, we have our attorneys, we have our CPA, financial advisor, we have our team of people. We have not done any deals yet. We'll have to, again, we have something else coming up down the road where we may be able to get, let's say 2 to 3 homes owner financed. We're waiting to hear from the seller on exactly, he has about 40 homes that he's trying to get rid of due to age. He's 90 years old. And so that's what we're looking at to start off with first. It's seeing what he has, what type of package he has for us.
There you go. Well, he's going to know what he's doing. He's going to already know how to structure all that. All you're going to have to do is go out and get some tenants or tenant buyers.
He has the tenants in them.
Yeah, but you don't want to. I mean, I don't know what if he sells them to you. Anyway,
Right. That's another problem.
I would do lease options only. Please don't get into the rental business. It's going to run you crazy.
Yeah, and we'll have to discuss that with you when that comes up because that may be a part of the agreement. 2 of them, they're seniors, and so his concern is for let them stay there at least for 2 years. 2 years to find somewhere else to go. They've been with him for some period of time. He doesn't want to sell properties and then they have to move out. So that's going to be a part of the agreement. And there is money to be made because again, they're free and clear.
Gotcha.
So,
well, we can, I mean, if you want, I've got ongoing support. I mean, I wouldn't charge you every time to do one of these, but I've got some ongoing support. If you just want email or if you want phone support, I can pick the phone up, whatever, we can talk about it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
What else we got? Let me get out of here.
Okay. Can you break down, I'll make it very simple with the hard money lender. I just want to make sure I understand the fees. If we had a loan where the loan amount was, let's say 70, what did I do here? The loan amount was $70,000.
Let's make it easy for me and make it on 100, okay?
100, sure. And I actually did it that way. I had $70,000 for the loan, $30,000 in repairs.
Well, you can change the number amount. I'm just going to put 100 because it's make it easier.
Okay. And let's say the interest rate was 11.25% for 6 months.
You understand APR, right?
If you could explain that, I know it's annual percentage rate, but are you taking annual percentage rate?
Yes.
Are you taking that times the 11% and that amount? No. Okay.
Go. I'm listening.
You're taking the $100,000 times the 11%. That number is the number for the year divided by 12 is the monthly interest rate. That's correct? Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Yes. Finances. Fine. Eric's here. What's up, Eric? I'll email you back, Eric. I got your email. So you got to think about annual percentage rate is the time value of money for the year.
Okay.
Right? So $100,000 at $100,000, let's just say 11%. How much is $100,000 going to make for that year?
11,000. Probably a little bit more because 11, 10.
No, be 11. Make it 11. Don't be scared. Go ahead and yell it out.
11,000. Yeah, that's 11.
Man, come on. 100K is going to make 11K.
Right.
You got to know this because eventually you want to be on the receiving side of some APR. You don't want to always be paying it.
Right. Very true.
You want to be on the. I want every day. You want to be getting some APR, dog. All right. You got to know this stuff. Don't be scared of it. Okay. I remember my mentor sat me down back in 2004. He had a Texas Instrument. I was scared to death of some AP. I'm like, I don't care about no. I want to flip these houses.
No, that's money that you're losing.
But now I look back, Lonnie Scruggs was trying to explain to me that, listen, man, this is where the big boys operate. This is where they, you know, they're like, houses is irrelevant. It's all about the cash. Okay, 100,000 points. How many points did he say?
He said he's not charging any points. He said that no points. He said it's pretty much that 11%. You pay closing cost. He wants 20. So let's say 20,000 down. $20,000 is the down payment.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, that's on you. I don't want to get into that on this one here. We got to just figure out what he's going to be paid.
Okay.
So that's what's 11,000 divided by 12?
That's what 1875, I think.
1,800? No.
Let's see. 916, $900 if we round it. 900. And I'm sorry, I was doing that based off of the 6. I doubled it, but I see what I did.
Good Lord. So $900 a month times, let's say it takes you 6 months, which I have one now that's been sitting for 10 months. So times 6, that's 5,400, right?
Right.
That's just an interest. He's not charged. What happens with hard money where we get caught up is these extension fees. So Mike, obviously I like doing business with him, but he wants his money. I want my money. I want my money.
Yeah, and
So
I get it.
after 6 months, you got an extension fee, which is usually a point or two, you know. Hopefully he'll just charge you a point. The point is just 1% of the loan, $1,000, you know.
Okay.
So you're gonna spend $5,400. When he says, see, Mike gets his money up front. He gets his money up front. So say if total he wants to borrow from you is 1,000, he's gonna take this. I'm sorry, 100,000.
Right.
He's going to either ask you to bring 6 months of mortgage payments at closing. That's how he hedges against losing. That's why we don't use that many hard money lenders. You got me?
And I
Hard
get, and
money.
that's what my 20,000 is coming in. But I see what you're saying.
No. Your 20,000 ain't covering this.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. That's the interest rate that he's collecting in addition to the deposit.
Oh, hold up. Not deposit. I want to make sure we're using the right nouns. What deposit are you talking about?
Well, he calls it a down payment.
He calls it is.
Yeah, he calls it a down payment. It's a down payment.
Deposit.
It's a down
Deposit is
payment.
$500. All right, down payment. Deposit is gonna be $500.
Down payment.
Well, you got 20,000 plus. So this is your down payment right here, right?
Right.
Down DP down payment. This is your interest. So we got 25 just in fees.
Right. Plus
sorry.
costs.
This is his points. He wants 6 months up front at closing.
Okay. And he could very well, that was something that we didn't discuss. He just said 20,000 plus pay the attorney, the recording fees, our attorney. So roughly about another $3,000 in closing cost.
Yeah,
he didn't ask for the interest up front from us. I'm not sure if it's because he was just doing the 20% of the loan, 20% of the repairs.
So he's going to let you pay interest monthly?
Correct.
Wow. So all you got to worry about is $900 a month. Then that's going to be out of your pocket. You can't take that out of your down payment money.
That is correct. That's what I was asking him. I thought we were holding that money so that he can deduct, and he said, no, you get that at the end when you sell.
I see what you're saying. Say that again.
He said that you get the $20,000 down payment. That's included in the transaction when you sell it. Basically, when you sell it and pay off the loan, that's where your $20,000 down payment comes back into effect. I was thinking.
Go.
Now I was just thinking that the $20,000, with it being a down payment, it would cover the monthly expenses. But he's saying no, you still pay those. Right.
No way. Don't do that. You're gonna be stuck like Chuck trying to do. Yeah, that 20 needs to be allocated. And let me tell you how hard money works.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how this works. What happens is we get into these situations and then we say, "Oh, I didn't know it worked like that." I've been there. So you got that down, right? So what they have. So do you understand what a construction draw is?
Yes.
Okay, so you know that.
Right. I do understand that. Right. Out of the money that he's loaning, you basically submit your receipts and then he processes the check to your contractor.
Yeah, but it ain't that. You making it sound like it's you submit. These receipts are tens of thousands of dollars that somebody had to pay, Bridget.
Right. And I do understand that. Yes, I do.
Okay, so
I understand it.
okay, so he's loaning you the money after the work is done.
Correct.
You got that. So if we're easy numbers, right? Our purchase price is 100, right? Let me see. Our purchase price is 100.
Yes.
He's gonna loan you 80, and that's hard money, and then you got 20 private money just to get in. Now we're in.
Right.
We're in. Where is this first $10,000-$15,000 of construction money going to come from?
Okay. And see, because I was thinking that it would come from the loan
What loan?
with the hard money lender.
Okay. All right. Let's think of that. All right. So our purchase price is 100. He lends 80 at closing, and then he holds. But let's say the whole job. Let me rewind. So this is how we're getting in.
Right.
He's loaning 80. Let's just do this. Purchase price is 100. Your repairs, let's just say it's 25.
Okay.
I'm almost done, Grandma. There we go. Total for this job is 125, right?
Yes.
So Mike's gonna say, okay, this whole deal, 125. I'll loan you 80% of that. I gotta go get the kids. Say he'll loan 100,000. I should have known that. He'll loan 100. He'll loan 100,000 total, right? That's what he's gonna loan on this whole deal.
Okay.
Got me?
I do.
But he's only gonna loan 80% of the contract price. This is your contract. I'm sorry, your purchase price. Remember?
Right.
So he's only going to bring at closing 80. He's only going to bring 80 for you to close it out. That's where he's hedging against. He's protecting himself against any loss.
Okay.
So you got to bring 80 of this, right? And then he'll hold back the money in closing for your renovation. He's not.
Okay.
And then you have to then find the money to start. He'll hold it. They call it holding it in escrow. Are you familiar with that?
Okay. No. Okay. Holding an escrow.
Holding the money. You got to understand, escrow is this magical bank account that the lenders hold funds for you. They allocate it for each deal. Escrow. You got to master that word. I don't know if you go back and watch.
And I do understand that. I understand what you're saying. Right. Because basically the funds are there. The funds are for your job and it's allocated to your job. But like you say, it stays there and it's paid out over the period of time.
Paid out, but it's only going to be based. So you're going to have to not only come up with 20 to buy it, but I mean, you still got to come up with other 25. I mean, where is the money for the rental getting started? Where is that coming from? He's not going to give you any money until the work is done.
Okay. So I see what you're saying. In terms of your supplies and things like that, you're going to have to front those costs.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. And he did. Okay. All right. So
he don't want to hear no, Mike, I need 10,000 for repairs, baby. He can be like, all right, send me the pictures of what the work done.
Okay. I see what you're saying. You are the starter money. You don't use his funds for the starter. Okay. I like that. Okay. All right. Okay.
Go to the bathroom. Look at your sink and then look in the mirror and then you will see the saint that will get started with the job here.
Okay, I get it. I figured since it was allocated, they would give like an initial draw. Okay, so okay. All right. Then that again, then I would then go back, and we had thought about getting a little extra, but we're gonna revisit this. And he did mention feel free to call back with any additional questions to go through this process. But we would just get it there from the private lender, the private money lender.
You could always just borrow a little bit more here on your 20 year. And Mike is, unfortunately, he's very lenient with this stuff. So as long as you're working, he will advance you. But you know, you don't want to the money guy. You want them to be as happy as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Whenever I deal with Mike, I'm like, look, all the work is done. All I need,
Right.
I take pictures of it. I send it into him because you want him to be like, oh yeah, Chris, cool. How much you need and when do you need it? That's what you want people to say to you.
Okay. Understood.
Right?
Yeah, understood. I thought the draws came the other way. I didn't realize they came after the repair.
How did you think that it worked?
Well, I just figured that you got an initial draw to kind of get, I just thought the draws came ahead of time. Whether they
Let me
were
tell you what happened. I can tell you why this is how it is if you'd like to know.
Sure.
Back in 05, 06, 07, do you remember the Wild Wild West in the real estate business?
No.
Well, what happened was the big, huge bubble back in 05, 06, 07, the real estate was going up through the roof, right, in appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
What people were doing they were borrowing money from hard money guys like Mike, right? Okay. Mike would front all the money at closing. He'd loan all the purchase price, all the renovation at closing, right? He'd loan it all out. I don't know if Mike was doing this, but this is how they were doing it around here. I'm sure he has stories. What they would do, they would loan it all out at closing. So we walk into the closing and get a check for $20,000 to start the repairs. Mm-hmm. What do you think unscrupulous investors were doing with the money that was advanced to them at closing?
Right, not getting their home repaired, not using it for what it was there for. Now the job's not getting right. It's just a mess.
They were gone, Bridget. I know people that took trips to Jamaica and bought cars, and then the lenders showing up to the house is this identical house that he loaned all this money on, and that's why the whole market crashed because guys were just taking money and not putting it into the house.
Makes sense. Okay. Then this deal, that's understood. We understand that process of what you just said.
All right. Anything else? We got to get out of here.
No, we're gonna get out of here. Did you have something?
Thompson, you got something else? You see, I want to make sure I got a good referral and you're smiling tonight. I didn't.
No other questions at this time, but I'm sure you'll be hearing from me.
Well, I'll send you a link if you want to do my on my continuous support. I mean, it's a monthly fee. It's nothing much. You get our newsletter. Jessica is I'm proud to say she's one of the authors in our newsletter. She writes an article every month. She just quit her job to start her own practice. Woo.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
You get access to her too. You can get emails. She'll answer questions for you, and it's really cool.
Will you also update us on the new programs you and Eddie were talking about putting up soon? Yeah,
lease option stuff. He should have had that. He sent me a rough draft yesterday or Monday. Yeah, it's not, I'm big on quality, as you can probably tell, man. I want to make sure that it's done right. He sent me some stuff, so we went over that and just got to tweak some stuff. But yes, let me send you a link. Are you on my email list?
Yes, I did email you recently.
All right. So I'll send out we will. He's going to have a lease option thing with all the docs and all that stuff. So.
Okay.
Let me see. If you don't mind, I'll do 2 or 3 questions real quick. Lawrence, Biddy, who that? Monroe, hey. Lawrence, good gracious. Hey, Williams is here. Monroe, I see you. Sean, private money. Lakia. Chris said he didn't want people to operate their lives in fear. Yeah, we're going to, Bridget, we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to this wholesale and legal thing. I'll do that for free. I'm going to get an attorney to come back on the line with you. Is that okay?
Sure. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
There
I'm
are
like,
even wholesale groups in Richmond, so we were a little confused on what we were seeing and what we were told. So just want clarity on how this is really supposed to work.
Yeah, we have a wholesaling RIA coming on Monday in Richmond that we're going to attend.
I've got a little chip on my shoulder regarding what people tell us that we can't do. I want to be honest with you because but I want to have my ducks in a row before I go in, you know?
And we also too understand that you've mentioned that to get other opinions, that laws kind of can be opinionated, and some people just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
So this is kind of why we came to you, because we knew you were in Virginia and maybe would have a little bit more insight on how it can be done.
I appreciate that. I really do. I'm honored. And I want to say, obviously, I want to speak on it, but I want to make sure I would like to have some legislation because the chip on my shoulder tells me, who the hell, you know, we've been doing this forever. My mentor has been doing this since the 80s. You know, I could go there. I don't.
We understand.
Okay. Aaron, can you host? Do you need hard money for wholesale deals? No, you don't. You don't need that. You don't need to be doing that. Yeah, YouTube is much better. I think that's it. We might have some questions for you, Bridget. If you have the money to pay the contractor, wouldn't that give you more profit after the sale? We were talking about that, Bridget. If you have the money to pay the contractor, well, yeah, that's going to be on you.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about their partnership. Yeah, you need to think about that, Bridget.
Right. Because, realizing that that's the better deal. Yeah. Whoever made that comment, thank you.
Yeah.
We're very grateful that you're in Virginia. Virginia. We've been looking
Yo, it's
for
weird.
like
That
you.
is,
And you're not hours and hours away. So thank you.
yeah, we can do coffee. You know what's crazy? My guy the other day, Joe Art. I don't know if you saw the millionaire real estate investor interview on Monday.
Yes.
I'm
So
like,
I have to catch up on that one. But yes.
the man is right here in Virginia. I'm reading the book. I reread it recently. I'm like, Joe, I know Joe.
Yeah.
They wrote a book about the man. I mean, he's in the book being highlighted in the millionaire real estate investor. It's really amazing. Yeah, Joshua, buy your property in a trust. Assign your contract in the trust. Everything buy in a trust. Do not buy in your name or your company name. I'm going to come through this computer if you put anything in your name or your company name.
In a wholesale deal, do you still have to follow those rules, or you are just in and out without having to go through the trust?
Good question. Great question. I get this one all the time. Say, for instance, if you sign a contract with somebody, right, and you can't find an end buyer.
Okay.
Say, for instance, if I were to say, you know what, that daggone tungsten tied up my house, and she didn't close on my house, I won't come after that girl. Would you prefer the paperwork? Would you prefer the buyer on that contract, you or your business, or a trust? Which one would you prefer?
The
The
trust.
trust.
OM Jesus.
Not the trust.
OM Jesus. Every time use a trust. I don't care if you wholesale, I don't care if you're doing lease option, flipping, owner finance, whatever. Use a trust. I'm going through this with another coaching client. Somebody's suing him because he didn't perform. He's got all the clauses, right? He's like, Chris, man, the lady's coming after me. I'm like, well, did you put it in a trust? No.
Yeah. That's
I
what
don't want Mrs. name. He probably watching. I would get you. So if they come after the trust, you say, go ahead, sue the trust. It doesn't own anything. But if you have your business name on it, they're going to come after your business. And what if somebody were to say, you know, that tungsten tied up my house, couldn't find a buyer. She tied my house up with the intent of selling the contract. I'm going to really come after her and her company.
That's what it is.
All right. Ready to go on?
Okay.
Yep. Thank you so much.
I'll do
We
the
look
catch.
forward to meeting.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Last thing I'd like to say, you're only one lead away from your next house. You're only 1 lead away, so you got to keep cranking, looking at deals. It just takes one. Sean, LLC is the way to go? No, sir. I would not agree with that. Make sure you're using a trust. Anything else? Then we're gone.
No, not at this time.
Okay. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Class, please hit the thumbs up and make sure you
Subscribe.
subscribe to my channel, please. Bridget, Tunstall, I'll see you guys soon.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.